This morning, we're hearing that Prince Andrew is arrested. Of course, he's not going by Prince Andrew. His name is Andrew da 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 Mutton. Give me a second. Give me a second. There's a sirens here. Hold on. Bacon Windsor. He has like six names. Anyway, I always forget the Mount Batten, Mount Baton Windsor. His title of Prince Andrew was removed as a result of the Epstein, his association with Epstein, and the fact that Virginia pointed out with receipts that Prince Andrew is the one. She was actually given to Prince Andrews by Epstein, Jeffrey Epstein, um, at the age of 17. Of course, Prince Andrew denied it. He did an interview that was horrible. And once he did that interview, and nobody could see that he was lying, his mom, Queen Elizabeth, may she rest in peace, uh, removed a lot of his duties and he had to retire. So recently, after that, that is after the arrest of Jeffrey Epstein in 2019 and the book that Virginia wrote in her testimony, right? Jeffrey Epstein unalived. I'm going to leave it like that because we don't know if it's suicide or if it was intentional by how that be. He unalived. And I'm sure Prince Andrew thought it was going to go away until MAGA brothers and sisters kept on pushing for the release of the Epstein file because it was promised by their leader that he was gonna release it. So once the Epstein file started coming out, Prince Andrew and Fergie became prominent again in the story. They lied and said they didn't have a relationship with him once they found out that he was guilty. He went to jail, but it showed that they not only had a relationship with him, that he continued to finance their lifestyle and give them loans. So it became a big thing. Just when Fergie was coming back into the family after the horrific photo of her and her lover on a resort with him kissing, sucking up her toes. She's been out of the family for a long time, but she was still close with Queen Elizabeth, who loved her. She was just getting back to the family, getting invited to weddings and stuff like that, and this shit happened. And I love me some Fergie because she was always original. I can't even begin to tell you. After Diana, Princess Diana unalive, my next princess that I love was actually Fergie. So I'm sad to see that she was part of all this. So anyway, so when Prince Andrews got caught out there with Virginia, she was the only friend that he really had, and she supported him because he supported her after the whole toe sucking incident. And even though they divorced and separated, they still remained friends and lived in the same house. So I'm sure they all thought this thing was going to go away once Prince Andrew unalive, but no, it's back. And it makes me think about what Trump DOJ said, if I remember reporting, that they said, was it Pam Bondi? A bunch of people said, I don't know where I hear, but they said that they felt that if the report was fully released, then it was going to bring down a lot of power, not only powerful people, but it was going to embarrass. I think they said it was going to embarrass a lot of the powerful people unnecessarily. Something like that came out, and of course, me being a survivor, I don't give a damn who gets embarrassed. Let's drag them all out. But they also said that a lot of the powerful houses in the world is going to be brought. Sorry, sorry, guys. Hello. So glad you're on. Hey, hi, pretty. Hopefully, you guys can hear. Hold on a second. Hold on. Oh, boy's arrested. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure out a way to fit these pictures into portraits. Right. So anyway, going back. Hopefully, you guys can still hear me. And I'm walking into my building, so I'm gonna scan and step out, and I'm gonna walk back in. So give me a second. I'm trying to get everything done. I'm walking to my building, so you guys may not hear me. So anyway, so I'm sure they thought that once, yeah, as I was saying, I'm sorry, I lost thought because I got a call. So I remember them saying that a lot of the most powerful houses or government is going to be impacted, and that's one of the reasons why they wanted to let this thing die when the Epstein file, because nobody else is going to be brought on charges, right? Nobody's going to be arrested. But if a lot of this stuff come out, a lot of powerful people is going to be embarrassed, and the governments are going. The powerful government is going to be dragged into this if we release the files. Of course, nobody cared. They wanted the files to be released, and now I see what they're saying today. As I said earlier, Chris Andrews was arrested. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. So anyway, Chris was arrested today, right? I hope you guys could hear me. And today's his birthday. Not only was he arrested, but today is his birthday. The disrespect of being arrested on a birthday is crazy. Yeah, Whoopi in the chat. Guess what? I love me some Whoopi Goldberg. Do you think that was an insult? As accomplished as Whoopi Goldberg is, you think that your bitch ass come in here and try to insult me by comparing me to her? Thank you. Can you send her my picture so she could come and say hello to me? All right, do me a favor. And as you leave the chat, please like, subscribe, and share. Thank you. Anyways, so now they arrested him, and I remember them saying that they were concerned that it was going to topple some government, right? But then when 2019, when Epstein unalived, I'm sure they breathed a sigh of relief, but then the MAGA community was like, hell no, we want that file released. They made Trump promise that he was going to release it if they put him back in office. He's back in office, and now all hell broke loose. Now, a lot of American brothers and sisters are not trying to backtrack because they realize how culpable Donald Trump is. We're talking about 38,000 references in the FC file. So a lot of y'all are backtracking, but kind of too late a little bit because a lot of other leaders who's been in these files are now being held accountable. Now, the thing that frustrates the hell out of me is that he's not being arrested as what he did for the Virginia. He's being arrested for public misconduct. And according to the report, the public misconduct has to do with some trading, that some confidential trading documents that he may have provided Epstein. So they care about the money, but they don't care about the victims, which really pisses me off, if you ask me. Like, Virginia been talking about this board being a piece of crap for years, and nobody was paying attention. So you have that. My question is, what about Trump, though? So are we going to go after Trump? Are we going to see this prior to Trump transitioning out of here and going into Hayes or Hades or how, whatever you want to pronounce the word? Are we going to get any of this for Trump? Or are we going to ignore the essays and maybe find some financial, legal misconduct that we've already known that he's been doing for more than, what, 70 decades? If he says he was a kid, you understand what I'm saying? So what are we going to do? Hmm? But we're going to leave Trump alone for now because MAGA community, the brothers and sisters, promoted him to the most powerful position in the world for a second time. So you guys allow him to get away with whatever you want to get away with. So we're gonna leave it alone because y'all run the world right now. So y'all run the United States. So y'all gonna protect your boy, right? But my whole thing is that I'm also covering the Alexander brothers case. I wonder if the Alexander brothers are losing sleep today, or if their lawyers, because their lawyers is led by Mark Anglifilio. And if you know anything about Mark, he's the lawyer for Diddy, who treated all the survivors as if they were hoes. That's what Mark did. Yes, he did. He did that. Yeah, and the jury, the uninformed jury, he didn't know what the hell they were doing. Actually, only found guilty of 2 of the 5 charges. I'm happy because at least he's sitting his ass in jail for a couple of years, and he could sit his ass and think about what he did. You understand? That's in Diddy. But I'm wondering if the Alexander brothers are losing sleep today, because they must be like, whoa, 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 whoa. They might be justifying themselves, but they were also known for doing questionable real estate practices. And if somehow, some way, they're not found guilty of what they did to these survivors, and I'm planning on going to court today to get updates because I work, so I can't go every day. So I'm planning on going today during lunch to see if anything else is going on with this case. I wonder if they lost sleep. It's like, holy shit. The most powerful, one of the most powerful family members of Prince was arrested on his birthday, not because of sexual abuse of a 17-year-old, Virginia, may she rest in peace, but because of misconduct that was shown in those reports. I wonder if the Alexander brothers is losing some sleep. I think they should. I think if there's any justice in the world, every creep that's been found guilty, that there's receipts, there's survivors that's willing to tell their story, that have receipts and photo and video, and not even photo and video, but they have witnesses, memories, timelines. I think all the survivors need to be heard in court, and all the predators that done harm to these people, especially young underage people, should be brought on charges. It should have to be gone through a trial. And even if the juror are not 100%, and a lot of them are crazy and cuckoo for cocoa puffs, where black women in the jury gonna blame other black women for being sexually assaulted. Even in those cases, I think as a community, we should know about what these very rich, very powerful people are doing with their money and making victims of young people. And I'm more interested in young people, but I'm also saying women. Prince Andrews was arrested. I know Mark Angafelio is flipping out. They probably have an emergency meeting with all 11, because they have 11 lawyers to try to find this. This came out today. You guys have a great day. I'll be giving more reports later.